So exciting. Hazbin Hotel has some of the most complicated characters in modern culture. In this long cast, there's one who stands out in both height and community hatred, Valentino. The moth pimp, Angel's boss, the porn overlord, Vox's boyfriend, whatever you call him, he's a major part of the story. Since Season 2 has ended, I want to go over his character throughout, give my opinions, and what I think is going to happen in Season 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course good night, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Valentino, a character analysis of Hazbin Hotel's most controversial character. This is going to be a rough one, isn't it? Val is introduced in the most Valentino way possible. He's crashing out over his star employee, Angel Dust, moving out of the V-Tower. Val vocally states that he wants to drag Angel back and kill anyone who tries to stop him, and Vox has to calm him down and...
Slippery Twink is going to remember who owns him. I'm gonna fuck everyone in that rancid shithole, I swear to God.
in the process. Valentino then informs Vox of his Alistair's return to hell, and we hear State gone. Val is absent until the V meeting in, I believe, the same episode. I haven't checked. Where he's still salty about Angel, saying,
That lanky prick won't even return my calls.
The introduction of Val as a villain is about as good as you can get for a moth pimp. He's throwing glasses and Vox's phone around, raging, smoking, and about to commit murder. But it gets worse. Season 1, Episode 4 is possibly the most controversial thing in Hazbin Hotel. Angel has to go to work, and Charlie doesn't like that, so she very aggressively, kindly, her words not mine, tells Val to leave Angel alone. She intrudes on a shoot, distracts the cameraman, sets the whole set ablaze, and pisses off Val. This leads to him crashing out at Angel and physically abusing him in his room, before casually lore-dropping that Val owns Angel's soul. Or at least half of it. Angel tells Charlie to leave, he works all night, and then we get Poison. I will not be putting the music video for Poison in here, so I don't completely fuck myself. Hope you don't mind. This song is probably the best example of people disliking a song because of its wording and nothing else. Poison is a pop song about Angel's abuse at the hands of Val, and so many people hated it for being a bad representation of abuse or a fetishization of such. I personally don't see it like that, but to each their own. Anyway, Angel presumably gets his first hypnotization via Vox at the end, and Val is absent from the rest of the episode. I don't think Val was wrong here. Now, before you come at me with pitchforks and angry tweets, hear me out. I don't think his abuse was justified. There's no such thing as justified abuse, but I do think him wanting Charlie to leave was valid. He's the porn overlord. He makes adult films. Charlie immediately rejects Val's offer to have her in the shoot. Totally understandable. I wouldn't want to be in a shoot either with him as the director, and delays progress on the shoot before making it erupt in fucking flames. That could have burnt down half the V-Tower if Val didn't feel like flapping his wings. I don't care that it was an accident. After that stunt, you have no right to threaten anybody to let their employee go or to do anything. Get the fuck out. I don't blame Val for wanting Charlie out. I blame Val for abusing Angel and using him as the vessel of which to tell her off. Val has some minor parts throughout the remainder of Season 1. He gets really pissy when Angel stands up to him in the club in Episode 6, and he has a duet with Vox during the finale piece, but other than a static moth confirmation, Val isn't really relevant for the rest of Season 1. Who the fuck is... Anyway, in Season 2, Episodes 1 through 4, Valentino is about the same moth pimp as he always was. When the stripper he was talking to gets fed to Vox's shark, he says,
Hey, I was using that!
He is continually horny throughout the V meeting, and we get a relatable moment for once.
I know you won't believe this, but I don't understand.
Dad Fox is obsessed with him. Anyway, Val is strangely absent from episodes 2 and 3, given it's a Heaven episode and a failed redemption episode, before returning in episode 4 to fight with Al. I love how Velvet uses the internet and witch powers, Vox uses electricity, and then Val just, I have a gun! It shows that his overlord powers aren't fighting based, which makes sense for a moth since they're pretty defenseless in real life. He smacks Al once, then Nifty shows up and they have a little rematch before Al surrenders and pulls the clutch of the century. Val then becomes a radio static shipper at the end of Don't You Forget Reprise, and the first half of Season 2 is over. Episode 5 showcases Vox's immediate folding to Al's comments and how it affects Valentino. He gets pulled out of the villain role and we finally get some more human parts of him. Human in air quotes because he's still a moth demon and a chronic abuser. He seems to genuinely care for Vox and gets upset when he insults his visionary skills and pushes him around. Of course, he still has his
10s plus 1 8 for diversity.
But he's starting to show more emotional depth. And knowing Vox's Mexican attempt would fail with Carmilla, I mean, look at him. He looks like he's pissed. Anyway, episode 6 is where more of his human side comes out. Of course, still not as human. Firstly, let's get the best moment out of the show first.
Anyone else got shit to say? I'm from fucking Florida! Ow! Fucking dick!
Anyway, Val's role in this episode is more of a fuck you, you suck, Vox. His only moment in the episode is when he gets interrupted from his, I'd assume, auditions for a new film by Vox, who then tries to seduce Val into agreeing to lend angel dust for a little assistance. Velvet spins her chair around and snaps Val out of it, and Al, who was in the same exact place, probably getting his nails painted by Velvet, knowing her, would then mock Vox, which causes him to try and hypnotize Val, which doesn't work and pisses him off more.
And this whole thing, it's getting old fast, Vox.
He isn't wrong. The bilingual director still tells Angel he's bought out, and then Angel gets hypnotized, and we get that whole lore scene, which is really saddening. Val clearly doesn't appreciate Vox's use of him. It's not co-work, it's fucking use. Episode 7, I'd say, is the biggest show of Val's minimal humanity. Val stands by as Angel defames the hotel and hypnotization, but panics when the laser rebounds partially and hits the clock tower they used to display extermination dates. He gets a tiny ballad, aka a reprise of When I See Him Tonight from Hell of a Boss, at the end of the episode. And this is really a show of Val's care for both Vox and Velvet. He overhears Vox saying he's gonna betray Val and Vel to conquer heaven himself, and he tries to brush it off as him being stressed. But then he realizes that if Vox glows any brighter, he might not see Val and Vel anymore. Him and Velvet have a cute moment, he also showing that Velvet cares about Valentino and vice versa. Episode 8, he crashes out when seated next to Charlie, still salty about the fire, are ya? And finds Angel being kidnapped by Husk and Cherry, to which he then fights them, and his robot kitty dies. My baby! And then he gets blown out of the tower, and after Vox crashes out, he has this moment.
We're leaving!
Val, you have done good for this world. Oh, he's still alive. Fuck. Anyway, all of the overlords except Vox destroy the laser, and Val makes Angel leave the hotel inadvertently. Once the season starts to close off, we learn that Val is now the head of Vox Tech, and I'm so happy that I finally get to say Valentino Tech, or Val Tech, or whatever the fuck. And thus, that ends abruptly Valentino's arc in Season 2 of Hazbin Hotel. He doesn't really have an arc, but that I'm saying arc, because it's season-long character. Valentino isn't completely evil. I feel like I need to make it clear that I do not condone abuse and I don't like Val as a character for that reason, but he isn't pure evil. He is a villain as of now, but he isn't as bad as in Season 1. Valentino seems to have a genuine sense of care for Vox and Velvet, which is why he didn't kill Vox in Episode 8. He couldn't have anyway because he doesn't have angelic steel, but he didn't like break his screen and rip his head off. He just ripped his head off and left. Though I will say, turning Vox into an iPad as punishment for being an idiot is definitely the funniest thing I've ever seen. He wants the V's to be a successful trio, and he loves Vox, thus having emotions. He technically saves the villain, but he saves someone nonetheless. Post-editing me, he also technically saved all of hell with the help of Velvet by stopping Vox while also saving his life. So technically, the ending part isn't wrong. He does save all of hell. Also, Valentino isn't always wrong. Like I said, I will never condone abuse, but Val was right to want Charlie out of his studio and wanting April. Like I said, I will never condone abuse, but Val was right to want Charlie out of his studio in Season 1 and was right to want equal representation among the V's in Season 2. He wants to succeed with his friends by his side and to not be pushed down every chance that Vox gets. Val tends to be in the middle ground of good things immediately followed by bads. I mean, literally everything he does is, any good thing he does is immediately followed or preceded by a bad thing. He's not a chaotic evil, he's just a neutral evil. He's a bad person, but there is some decency in his existence. Not much, but it's there. I need Val to have a solo in Season 3. I need it. This is not I need it. If Joel does not get a chance to shine in the spotlight alone, then my life will be incomplete. Like, if Joel Perez does not get his well-deserved solo for Valentino in Season 3, I think I might explode. Out of all of the characters I want to get a solo next season, Val is only second to Rosie. It could be something about Angel not listening. It could be something about being upset that Vox betrayed him. It could be something that I'd never fucking predict. But I want Val to have a solo so goddamn badly. Along those notes, Season 3 should have the Husker Dust headcanon that Husk gambles with Val for Angel's soul back. And Val should have another proper fight scene, like the one he did with Husk and Cherry. And Vox should continue being bitchy now that he lacks a body and has become a Kindle. I hate the Moth Pimp, but he better be written well again. I want to learn more about Valentino after doing this mental stick guide and just show lore. This is off topic, but if Valentino does not get a backstory in Season 3 along with Angel and hopefully Husk, I think I might genuinely spontaneously combust into a million pieces. I need Valentino to get a backstory, whether it be the same, if it is shown a similar way as Rosie did Alistair's, whether it be the same, a similar way that Vox had his story. I want Valentino's backstory to be explained because I need it. It's definitely on topic. Why did I say off topic? Back to reading script. Valentino is controversial at best, hated at worst. Most fanfics I see or hear of have him die fast, and the community is really hostile towards him. I mean, for good reason, but still. Val is one of the better written characters in Hazbin Hotel thus far, and his story has him set up not only to replace Vox in the V-Tower, but also replace Vox as one of the main villains of Season 3. Not topping Lilith, obviously, but definitely there. Our obnoxiously tall moth boy has his flaws, his moments, and his humanity. He's like us, but we aren't like him. We all definitely have a back and forth between chaos and contentment in our heads, even if we aren't a villain to most people. Everyone is human, even if you don't want to believe it. You've been down here 3 times. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm so proud to finally get this video out, and it means a lot that you watched to the end. If you enjoy these types of videos, then subscribe, because there's many more on the way. Firstly though, the poll I posted a while back gave me what I need, and the next non-Hazbin video will be a character lore video. This will be important later. My other mini announcements that I made in that one short and that long-ass Christmas update will be important for early to mid-2026, aka this year. Happy New Year, motherfuckers. So stay tuned for those as well. See you all soon, and remember that we are sponsored by Valtech. Trust us with your adult content.